It's Monday afternoon, just landed from Dallas to Dubai, and it's so silent. Unbelievable. All due to coronavirus. Man, a lot has changed in 1 week.
Lunchtime, there's almost no foot traffic. It's crazy. This place is usually crowded and packed. It's like a ghost town here.
The coronavirus outbreak, which originated in Wuhan, China, has infected more than 280,000 people worldwide. The effect of its spread has touched businesses and economies around the world. Investors are afraid that the spread of the virus will destroy economic growth, and actions taken by the government may not be enough to stop the decline. This is absolutely true. Central banks in many countries have cut interest rates. The travel industry has been damaged badly by the spread of the virus, with airlines cancelling flights or cutting down some, and tourists cancelling business trips and holidays. The panic attacks and the need to isolate are also having a destructive impact on restaurants, hotels, and recreational centers.
Customer anxiety over the coronavirus is adding to that, causing a double-digit drop in business.
Our business has dropped about 80%.
This is what that 80% drop in business looks like at lunchtime inside China Pearl in Boston's Chinatown. A dining room that is largely empty. Restaurateur Brian Moy attributes the contraction of his business to customer anxiety over the growth of the deadly coronavirus in China.
It has been progressively dropping. When the news first broke, business slowed down a little bit. Week to week, it has exponentially gotten slower, unfortunately.
In Nigeria, the price of crude oil, which is the backbone of the country's economy, is already trading below the federal government's benchmark budget for 2020. Also, with the stock markets crashing, travels and other economic activities slowed or stopped, real estate sales will most likely take a hit in the coming weeks and months. Looking at what other countries are doing to help their citizens survive the pandemic, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, said Canada would provide economic aid packages to help Canadians amid the outbreak. Sheikh Mohammed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Commander of United Arab Emirates, reassured citizens that the country had enough supplies of food and medicine to cope the challenges posed by the COVID-19 outbreak. In early March, Italy received essential supplies from China, and UK promised that the vulnerable will get benefits. Nigeria has confirmed over 46 cases of the coronavirus since its outbreak, and one death was recorded on Sunday, March 22, 2020. Travel bans have been placed, airports, places of worship and schools have been shut down, and people have been asked to stay at home. Some parts of the country have already been asked to shut down. Those who have the capacity are panic buying and stocking up in preparation for the worst. But have we thought of what the country will be like when we eventually get to this stage? In the case of a total lockdown, especially in a country like Nigeria, more than half of the population cannot afford to buy supplies that could last for a month or more. An average Nigerian with a salary of 30,000 naira cannot afford to do this, especially as prices of staple foods and other items will outrageously increase, not to mention the unemployed population. What will happen when markets, restaurants, shops, kiosks are shut, and even hawkers have to isolate? Anarchy and social vices will prevail. Desperation would cause a lot of harm. The have-nots will steal from the haves, and people would commit crimes believing they are doing the right thing. as much as the force need to protect themselves as well, this move may give room for more crimes as minor as bag snatching, pickpocketing and domestic robbery. What happens in a case where the command control number is not reachable and one cannot visit the police station for such cases? As long as we should be wary of the coronavirus, what is more worrisome is the lawlessness and insecurity that will follow. The Nigerian government has not promised anything close to what other countries are doing for their citizens. Amidst 3 confirmed cases in Abuja, the nation's capital, doctors went on strike due to health threats posed by the coronavirus and the FCT's refusal to pay their salaries for 2 months. If health workers are scared, who will attend to the infected? Remember that China was able to fight this outbreak because all doctors and health workers worked tirelessly to reduce the number of deaths. Abba Kyari, Chief of Staff to President Buhari, who returned from Germany on March 14th, has tested positive to COVID-19. Report says he did not self-isolate as the NCDC directed and attended a meeting in Aso Rock on Sunday. Clearly, our leaders are not leading by example. The federal government ought to have paid salaries for the month and shut down after the first few cases. Now the virus is spreading and more people are getting infected. The time for the government to think outside the box is now. This is not the time to shut down without a long-term plan for citizens, nor the time to hide facts or data of prominent people who have contracted the virus. For once, the Nigerian government should look out for the masses because the difficult season is fast approaching and a lot of people that are vulnerable will be left miserable.